And I said, this is going to be a very fascinating year because this is the first, and I've been watching NBA basketball since 1989, 1990. This is the first year I remember where both conferences have legitimate playoff contenders that fall into like the teens. Oh, not the teens, but like more into like at least the double digits, like into like there's more like 9, 8, 9, 10 teams that can be in the playoffs. And this is why I think the play-in thing was so great because it forces teams to try hard. Okay, it gives opportunity to try hard in the middle. You know, the Eastern Conference for me is stacked on paper for the first time in decades. I mean, obviously injuries aside, hopefully the injuries won't be an issue. You know, but it should be a great season. I mean, I say every so often that this season is going to be the greatest year of all time. And then, of course, we play out the year and injury happens here, and, you know, disappointment happens here, and we get let down. But I feel like this year especially, like we know the Golden State Warriors are NBA champions. We know that. And they're probably the favorites in the West, I think. I don't know. Like, they're favorites, I guess, but they're not a heavy favorite. In the East, I mean, people say Milwaukee, but are they actually the favorites this year in the East? I don't know. Certainly not a heavy favorite, and that's the beauty. For many years, you came into a year you knew in the last 10, 15 years, any team LeBron was on the Eastern Conference, whether it was the Cavaliers or the Heat, they were the big favorites in the East. And in the West, you had the Warriors or the Spurs or the Lakers with Kobe at the time, you know, were the favorites. Now we have teams that go 4, 5, 6. Like, I was talking to a friend of mine at work the other day, yesterday, actually. And they were asking me, you know, how many teams do you see in each conference that could legitimately see playing in the NBA Finals this year? And I told them, in the West, I can see 4, maybe 5 teams playing in the NBA Finals, and maybe 6. So let me go through the order first here, and then we'll go from there about teams I can see in the NBA Finals. So in the East, I have this is 1 through 15. Okay, this is the order of the seeding I have of each team. I have the Sixers the 1 seed this year in the regular season. The Celtics the 2 seed. The Bucks the 3 seed. The Nets the 4 seed. The Heat the 5 seed. The Hawks the 6 seed. Now the next 4 is the play-in team, 7 through 10. I have the Cavaliers at 7, Raptors at 8, Bulls at 9, and Wizards at 10. Okay? The bottom 5 in the Eastern Conference, I have the Knicks, Pistons, Hornets, Magic, and Pacers to round it out in the Eastern Conference. Now, for the Western Conference here, I have the seeding as follows. The 6 playoff teams. The Clippers are the 1 seed. The Nuggets are the 2 seed. The Warriors are the 3 seed. Now, mind you, they were last year as well, too, and won the title. The Grizzlies are 4 seed. The Mavericks the 5 seed. The Timberwolves the 6 seed. Now the play-in teams, 7 through 10, I have the Suns taking a major step back this year as a 7 seed. The Lakers the 8 seed. The Pelicans the 9 seed. The Kings are the 10 seed. Okay? The bottom 5 in the Western Conference, I have the Trailblazers at 11, Thunder at 12, Spurs 13, Rockets 14, Jazz 15. Okay? Yes, I have the Suns taking a major step back this year. The Minnesota will be the 6th in the West, and I think that's an interesting roster. In the East, now I was saying earlier about which teams kind of see legitimately play in the NBA Finals. To me, that number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams in the East. I can see. Not saying it's going to happen. I can see it, and it won't shock me. The Sixers, the Celtics, the Bucks, the Nets, and the Heat. Okay, those are the 5 teams I can see in the NBA Finals here. Okay, in the West, however, and it's going to be a little complicated too because there are teams that are not in my top 6 that I can still see in the NBA Finals if things break their way. So I'm counting right now: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16, maybe even 7. 2 of them playing teams actually. Okay, so I can see the Clippers in the finals this year, the Nuggets in the finals this year, The Warriors, the Grizzlies, the Mavs, if Luka takes another leap and gets help, I can see the Suns in the finals this year, despite being a playing team as a prediction, of course, because they have a great roster. I just think take a step back. And this is the big if. If Anthony Davis is healthy, if he's healthy, that changes everything in the Western Conference for the Lakers. But the reason I have Lakers down number 8 in the West in my predictions is because I don't see that playing out, because he is always hurt. That is who he is. Okay? So that can go 6 to 7 deep in the Western Conference, in my opinion, of teams that can go to the finals. The Suns, too, because they have a good roster. But I feel like Chris Paul's getting older. What we saw at the end of the year last year was not a good look for him and that roster. Obviously, Devin Booker has to take a level leap. We'll see if he does that as well. So, all right. Here I got my finals picks. East Finals prediction, I have the Bucks versus the Nets in the Eastern Conference Finals. Then I have the Nuggets as the Clippers in the West Conference Finals. My NBA Finals pick is the Bucks versus the Clippers. My NBA champion this year is the LA Clippers. Kawhi does it with his third team. Third finals, third NBA championship. It's gonna be a big year for the Clippers. My MVP this year is Joel Embiid in Philadelphia. My defensive player of the year will be Giannis Antetokounmpo. My most improved player this year is going to be who? I was thinking John Wall, actually. I was thinking John Wall. Let me go back to one in a second. Sixth man of the year, I got John Wall. Coach of the year, I'm actually doing this on the fly right now. Which team can make a big leap here in the East, for example? Ain't gonna be Steve Nash, there right now. Whoever's the no, not the Cavaliers coach. Let me see here. You know what? Let me give it to Ty Lue. Ty Lue in LA. Ty Lue with Coach of the Year and Coach of the Year, of course.